Hey Flosstube, it's Lori of Mischievous Stitches. It is still Sunday the 6th. I'm here with you today. Guess what? I've got some haul. I thought I would show you what I got in the mail today and show you where I am. I'm currently stitching on the Nantucket Rose piece with Dina of Half Stitch Cross Stitch. She has an event, a stitch along for this piece, and this is where I am. We started on the 1st, those of us that joined, and this is where I am in the top right hand corner. This is greenery or trees that goes across the whole top of the pattern. I'm hoping to stitch a little more on this afternoon. My husband is out with his brother for the day, and it'll give me a lot more stitching time, comfortable stitching time. So I plan to park my behind on the couch, throw on Flosstube, and see what you girls have been up to and guys have been up to this week. I got 3 packages in the mail yesterday, and they were things that I had ordered last week that were just a little delayed in getting here. Like I showed you and told you in my last video, I have a love of Darlene Osteen right now. So I had found lots of her patterns on eBay, and I picked a few up for pennies. A good friend had tagged me this week on Stash Unload. There was someone that was selling off a lot of patterns. There were a few Darlene Osteen pieces in there as well. So like I said, just got them for pennies. I'm going to show them to you now. There were 2 in the online Stash Unload that I really wanted and just wouldn't pay what they were going for on eBay. But I got this one, the pomegranate sampler, and the golden acorn sampler. This is the other one I was really hoping to find, which is the Richmond band sampler. I love this piece here. Once again, Tash of Tash the Star-Crossed Stitcher was stitching one that was very similar to just this piece, and I believe it was by the Needles Press, or maybe it wasn't, but I think she called it the Scottish sampler, and it was just blocks of different stitches, different colors, just like that. And that's what drew me to this, is that those 2 blocks there. And I got the silk sampler, and once again, just for pennies. They weren't much at all. And I also got this one off of Stash Unload, which is Mary Elizabeth Corbett sampler by the Abecedarian. And I really like that one. I've seen it several times and just decided it was time to pick it up. I got another random act of kindness, and I'm going to use her name even though I didn't ask, so I hope it's okay. But Caroline, thank you so much. She went to a class in 2002 with Darlene Osteen from the Needles, the Praise, I can't even think, the Needles Praise. And this was the class piece. And she left a cute little note, or sweet little note on cute little paper. And it's the Queen sampler. And it has everything that I'm interested in right now. I love this here. It's an English band sampler. All this white work and cut work. I am loving this. There are about 3, and one I showed last week is Virtue Outshines the Stars, and then now this one, and I think the other was the Flower sampler. I am excited to get them started. I think I am going to hold off. I'm going to finish the commitments, the stitch-alongs that I've joined for the rest of this year. But I really think that next year is going to be sampler. That's going to be my sampler year. I don't know about any of you, but I love to focus on things each year. People do New Year's resolutions. I don't consider it a New Year's resolution, but it's my variation, and I just call it my focus for the year. This past year is just trying to get back out into stitching, and it's been retreats. I have been on several different retreats this year, but that is what I had decided to focus on. The year before that, it was that I wanted to learn something new. So each month, my closest friends, which are Kendra and Karen and Dawn, we had decided that we would use that as a way for us to get together, but we would do these things together. So each one of us, each month, we would decide, whoever hosted decided what we did that day, and we did canvas painting, we did pie baking, we baked breads, we did canning, I think we painted some ceramics, just things like that. Wreaths, we made a wreath, just all different types of crafting, baking, things that each one of us were interested in for one reason or another, and we explored them and learned about them together, and I just enjoyed that too. But this coming year will be about samplers. I think that is going to be my focus. Speaking of that, looking through those old magazines that I had did the flip through of, I found an old designer by Words of Praise, and of course, just as the name suggests, they're all religious praise to God, and that's what they're centered around. And I ordered these from M. Lee's online, and she is the distributor or the owner of, I guess you would say owner of the copyright of Words of Praise, but this is one. And this is the Trust sampler. And you can see just how old these charts are. They're from the early 80s. This is just on copy paper, and there's nothing wrong with the chart. It's not what we're used to now, but this is the way it was. So, and it's just copy paper. So I don't feel that it's something necessarily that I would be able to resell. I don't think that anyone would really, I don't know. You never know. Someone may be interested. But this is the Witness sampler. And it's, of course, whosoever shall confess me before men, him shall the Son of Man also confess before the angels of God. So, of course, online you can see the colors. In this, you can't see the colors at all, but they're beautiful colors. Of course, muted jewel tones, samplers. I just love it. But I'm looking forward to these. I think that's it for my stashing. I bought one other one. I know at one of these stitches I went to early last month, I met a lady named Lorraine and was stitching a Perman of Copenhagen piece that was very similar to Quaker motifs. Of course, they're circular designs. Hers was in a very dark blue, and she was probably, I think she said around halfway completed with it. It was gorgeous, and I have not ever seen a pattern or someone stitching it and you just cannot get that pattern out of your mind. That was the way I was with this. So I'm on eBay last night and I see one and it's $10, and so I clicked buy now because I had to have it, but I am going to try really hard to stay off of eBay for a while. I've heard other people refer to it as the Bay of Evil because really it's hard to say no. So the best way to do it is just not go on there at all. I'm going to bring this little lady over here with me. I've gotten lots of people asking about her. I ordered her earlier in the year. There is a seller on Etsy, and her name, the channel name is not Etsy, Instagram. It's Raggedy Old Annie's, like Raggedy Ann, but Raggedy Old Annie's, and she makes them. And like Nell here on Flosstube does, where she makes her bags and she puts them on the site, and when they go, they're gone. That's the way she is with her dolls. So she does sell the patterns for you to make them on your own, but you really have to watch for her to pick them up. She has different ones, but this is Laundry Day Flow, and you see her little clothes hanger, and she coffee and tea dyes the fabric, so she just smells wonderful. She's got a clothespin in her little hand, and each one of her little dolls has a theme. But if you look closely, she hand makes everything from the clothing to the hair, just the doll in general. And these are old handkerchiefs. So she finds vintage handkerchiefs and she antiques them up even more, and she makes these little dolls. And when I saw it, I had to have it. I just love her to death. She's slender, long-faced, long-legged, and I just really like her. So I knew when I was getting ready to start painting this room is when I bought her, and I knew that she would be my little stitching buddy. So once again, Laundry Day Flo. But go check her out, Raggedy Old Annie's. 2 weeks ago, my husband and I left the house to go grocery shopping, and we walked into this antique store, which is near the store that we shop for groceries. And I ran across this, and my husband bought it for me, so I want to show it to you. Let me hold it back some. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I love it. Now, I will say it is not, there's no glass on it. It is on a linen. It was professionally framed. It has no date on it, but I can tell that whoever stitched it actually used whatever threads they had on hand, because as you can see, the colors are just slightly different. And down here on this flower, one is orange, one is pink. Where throughout the pattern, whoever stitched it tried to keep it a little even, you know, symmetrical as far as the colors, where everything on one side mirrored what was on the other side. And like I said, other than these two and just the pinks and these two flowers are just a little off, everything else is the same. And it is on a stamped fabric. I can see through, can't see everywhere, but if you look in here, you can maybe see some of the blue stamping on the fabric itself. But I absolutely love it. Love it. Love the colors, those blues and greens. So I'm happy to have it. So one more saved. Marlene, your challenge has been accepted. And again, saving those stitches. What else do I have going on? Just, I guess, that's about it. That's all that I've been doing this week, other than I will say I did put a few more stitches in my Lottie Da Mary Cotton sampler. I will be going to another retreat this coming weekend. I get to meet Dina Half Stitch Cross Stitch and room with her, and I'm so excited to meet her. Yvonne will be coming. She will be rooming with us as well, so we're going to have a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. There's several others that will be joining in and will be there as well, and I'm sure you'll hear all about it from one or the other of us. This week, after showing so many samplers last week, I pointed my finger at Michelle the Striped Rose, and Michelle Rudy pointed the finger back at me and admonished me for pointing my finger when I've got, 5 at me. But I have to say, even though I don't like the word stash, I am a stashaholic. And I told them this week that, if I'm going to be a stashaholic, I want my girlfriends, my stitch friends, my guy friends, I want y'all bellied up to the bar with me. That's the way it should be. If I'm going to be a stashaholic, I want to share it, and I want you right there belly up to the bar with me. So just keep that in mind. That's why I share it. I know you want to see it. So no pattern can travel alone when you're ordering. Well, no one can stash alone either. So just know that when you watch my videos, I'm going to share what I have, and I'm happy when you have to go out and buy it too. And I must say, when you're pointing fingers, when there's a contagious disease out there like stitchitis or sampleritis, with me it's sampleritis right now. If the CDC were to check the source of that contagion, for me, the ones that infected me would be Tash, the Star-Crossed Stitcher, and Emily. Now, Emily didn't show specific designs that I had to say, I have to get out there and I have to buy these. But what she did do was mention that I think Nicole, of Nicole's Needlework, had made her take a look at samplers online on eBay. And I had not done that before. I had just, if I was looking for something, I'm not a shopper. So when I go into a store, I'm in there for a specific thing. I hunt it down, I find it, I'm out. I don't buy, you know, I'm not easily distracted when I'm in the store. I just don't like to shop. So I guess eBay was the same way for me. I would go on looking for a specific thing. When I found it, I bought it, I'm off of there until I need something else. I don't shop there. So when Emily mentioned eBay and the samplers, I said, you know, I've never done that. So let me get on, let me take a look, let me see what I can find. And it has been downhill from there very fast. I am rolling like a snowball down that hill and gathering speed as I go. And Tash, it was all about her mania starts and her interest. She's very eclectic in her style of stitching. But Needles Praise is one she did show on her starts, and I had to. She has my attention. When Tash is stitching or she throws a video out, she has my attention because I love what she stitches. So. Tracing my contagion or my contagious sampleritis back is going to be to Emily and to Tash. But girls, I thank you. I'm not sad about being infected with it one bit. So I will leave you all there. I don't have anything else to share with you this week. I may not be back next weekend. I may do a video later in the week so I can share with you all about the trip. Yvonne and I have a side trip planned as well on the way home Sunday, and I'm very excited. I'm ready to go. So Friday can't get here soon enough. But you all have a great week. I hope you have make some great plans for the coming weekend. And hugs and stitches, everyone. Until next time. Bye bye.